Bam, what's going on? Double watches today, a little bit of watch strategy. Trying to get that Explorer before we hit 1 year. Let's check it out. Why am I wearing two watches today? Well, I'm not wearing two. I'm packing two. Why am I packing two? I am making my semi-annual rounds to all of the ADs in my town, and it's time to water the flowers. Knowing full well that sooner or later, one of these plants is going to grow, one of these flowers is going to bloom into a Rolex Explorer. The irony is, I kind of don't want the current Explorer. Hear me out, only in as much as it's 19 millimeters lug width. That made no sense. 18 or 20, please. So that's my only asterisk of, come on everybody, you can merge. That's my only asterisk of maybe not getting it in favor of wanting either the 5-digit reference 14270 from 1990 to 1993, because those have the drilled lug holes. That's my optimal, or the 39 millimeter Mark II dial. I'm hunting those online, and prices are coming down. I think the best price on the 5-digit 36 has been like 6 and change, which is pretty good. But that's out of Japan, and I don't want to pay DHL import fees plus taxes on that watch. So if I go with an older model, I'm gonna buy that in the U.S. and preferably from a store who does not have Nexus laws requiring them to collect sales tax. That would be rad. Although Hobby of Hours is now an LLC, so I can buy wholesale. So I don't even know why I'm worrying about that. I don't know. I haven't kind of struck up the band on the business aspect of it yet. I'm busy dealing with family stuff and other stuff. Anyway, so strategy. I'm going to the one AD whom I've not bought anything from. All 4 of these sell Rolex, 3 of them sell Tudor. The one AD I've not bought from, I'm wearing the Tudor FXD into there because they haven't gotten any of them in yet. Or at least maybe it was one, and the guy I was talking to, he'd never seen it. So at the very least, we'll have some bro conversation around the watch, which is always fun to do. Build rapport, have fun, and I like talking watches, so even if I don't get an Explorer out of it, I'm going to have some fun talking watches. I'm coming up on the tunnel, the part where I usually miss the turn, but I remembered it. Sweet. We can keep rolling. Then I'm taking that Omega Seamaster, which is basically an Explorer. It's functionally a 36 millimeter Explorer in terms of design, look, feel, but I don't know that. So I'm taking that into the other one, and I'm going to put it side by side with the exhibition model of the Explorer, and if anything, it's gonna make me not want that watch, because this Omega Seamaster, it was a Japan only release. Not a lot of people know about it. I haven't really searched, but when I was trying to find out information on it, I couldn't find anything on YouTube about it. I had to reverse engineer the reference number by analyzing a bunch of listings to figure out this variant. And I did. That was a really fun bit of Sherlock Holmesing, if I'm being honest. I think it was up till 4 in the morning because I couldn't sleep, so I was having a bit of horological fun. So putting those side by side, I think is going to be good for me, but it's also going to give me an opportunity to open the conversation that, I'm not a flipper. Or rather, I do buy and sell watches, but I'm not looking to buy Rolex at list and flip it. That's what I consider a flipper these days. Otherwise, I'm a hobbyist who sells here and there. That's the strategy for stores 1 and 2. They're pretty close to one another. Strategy for store number 3 is actually the store where I did buy this Tudor, and I've not been back in there. I want to say hello, show them I'm enjoying and wearing the piece, and I will probably talk about the new Tudor Ranger at that store, hoping they have one. It takes my town a little longer to get stuff. The new Tudor Ranger looks good. I think it's smaller, which is good because the previous Ranger Modern is way too big, it was way too heavy. G Money had one. I helped source it for him, and he's like, dude, this thing's way too big and heavy. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So that new Tudor Ranger is obviously going to be a peer to the Explorer. I wouldn't go with it over the Explorer. The Explorer I want to be my channel watch for, making it through a year. It's a pretty rough year too. And doing well over 100 videos in that year. So that's why I'm interested in that watch. But to be blunt, as prices keep buying, I'm probably gonna get the 39. Because why not? We'll see. We'll see how the market goes. Market's all over the place right now. It's dipping, but it's mostly dipping on overhyped pieces. There's another watch dealer in my town I might go visit. I haven't visited him since before the pandemic. He's the owner of the store, but he's only in on Mondays, and the other people are just saleswomen. They don't know a lot about watches at that location, but he does. So I may check them out. Strategy for store number 4. Store number 4 is my least favorite. They're actually pretty jewelry heavy, and it's all saleswomen who are just looking to sell jewelry. And we go through the make-believe dance of registering my interest there, but that's truly the store that if you don't buy jewelry there, you're not getting a watch. They embody that. These other places, I get the sense that they're a little more tuned in to watch people. So that strategy is, I'm going to wear the Tudor in. And if they know anything about the market, this is kind of a hype piece. It's not impossible to get, but it's the most popular watch that I own, to kind of give some, street cred as being a watch guy. I know it seems pretty silly, but I'm at the point with ADs where I'll throw nearly any piece of pasta up at the wall to see if it'll stick. I think what I'll do is as I pop in and out of each of these places, I'll do a quick little debrief and maybe a summation at the end. Yeah, let's do that. All right, store number 1 was more or less a bust. Had a nice conversation with the sales girl there. She said more watches are indeed coming in. And I did take some footage. I kind of I flipped my script and I took both the Tudor and the Omega in, and I put it up against the Rolex 36. I'm going to put that footage in right here. You decide for yourself if it's redundant. Some scary footage. My Omega is, while the Explorer would be highly redundant to the Omega in my collection, certainly at the 36mm size. The sales girl was cool. She was rocking a Hulk. And so I asked if it was a new or an old acquisition. She said it was new, which means she got it pre-owned from somewhere. Dang, girl. I need a girl like that who's rocking that heavy with her watch collection. It's pretty amazing. She said more watches are coming in, but there's all this backlog on people who want the key pieces. Translation, D, it's not coming to you, at least not there. At least not via her, anyway. So, moving on. Alright, just out of store number 2, had a blast. Evan, if you catch this, my man, always fun talking watches with you, dude. Still no Explorer in the house for Mr. D. So, I think I've got 2.5 weeks left before I hit my 1-year anniversary of the first post. And I am challenging myself to try and get an Explorer by then. But I gotta say, the 39 is looking like the one to get. So I might have to just go turbo online. Yeesh. All right, here we go. Store number 3. Store number 3, a little bit of a bust. They're renovating, and my usual salesperson, she was occupado with another person looking at jewelry and so forth. So I got to say a quick hello, but talked with the owner again, and her perception is that there's not been much change in the availability of the pieces that we're interested in, chiefly Rolex Explorer. She remembered me, that was cool. Fun. It was pleasant. And they're building out a Rolex boutique in their store, which is interesting because if there's not going to be any watches, then what is the point of doing that? Good question. More to follow on that. All right, on to store number 4. And just got out of store number 4. Some crazy stuff happened in there I wasn't expecting. First of all, they were super busy, especially in the exhibition area of Rolex, and just generally a bunch of people looking at jewelry and stuff. And as soon as I walked in, one of the saleswomen who I've certainly talked with before, she recognized me and she came almost nearly running over. That doesn't happen. Usually when I walk in there, they're very welcoming, very greeting, but they're just sauntering about. This time she sought me out to greet me. I don't know, maybe they're on a sales charge today or something. I don't know. And so she remembered me as having registered some kind of interest in something. And we spoke real briefly about what it is I was after. I reminded her of the Explorer. She seemed to recognize that. And she says, okay, let me go check in the back. And going to check in the back has never happened to me at that store. In fact, the only other time that's ever happened to me was out in Vegas at the boutique. And both instances I felt close to maybe getting a piece. So she came back out. No Explorers, but she offered me my choice of 41 Datejust, either in a black dial or a blue dial. Now those are great watches. It just so happens I'm not in the market for those, and I'm not looking to. I don't think there's a big flipping market on that. Maybe the blue one. The key is to have a plan and stick to it. And I have to say, after today's adventures, I've made my mind up. I want the 39. Now, the 36 is a great watch, but when I compare it to my Omega Seamaster, yes, the Rolex is a better, higher quality piece, but my Omega is 120 meters and has a date complication. That is more than the Explorer has. Now, maybe it doesn't have the panache, but for me, it fits the bill there. Hope you enjoyed this little exploration trip with me, and that you're having a fabulous day wherever you're at. All right, take care, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.